Random encounters. You either love to hate them or just hate them. They always come at the worst time, and it's always a mystery with what you'll have to deal with when the battle screen loads. Final Fantasy I is the game that introduced random encounters to me. All counted, there are 115 enemies you can run into, and yep, we're gonna rank them all. Look at how many of them there are in this picture. What have I got myself into? All of these will be ranked on design, how fun or how much of a pain they are to fight, the fear factor, and really, just what I think of them. Again, there are 115 of these, so all this criteria is going to fall apart pretty quickly. And with that out of the way, let's get started. With so many to rank, we're going to have to start at the bottom and work our way up. And you know what? Let's count too. Pay attention, we're going to move fast. The D tier, or as we like to call it, the trash tier. 115, Red Ankleo, and 114, Ankleo. Both the Ankleo and Red Ankleo are the worst enemies to encounter. While they give you some XP, they give you next to no gold. They're hard to kill and they hit extremely hard. The red version is a slimmed down model, a bit faster, a bit deadlier, but less beefy. And I like my Ankleos beefy. 113, the Sawhag. Absolute worst water enemy in the game. High evasion, appears in numbers, and we don't have the magic to deal with them when you first encounter them. And when you do, it's just a waste. 112, the Karib. Terrible XP to health ratio, swarms in large packs, nothing in the river system is good. Absolute trash. 111, Red Karibs. Upgraded river trash is still trash. 110, Frost Gator. Ice Gators are just stronger, colder gators, who have no actual ice powers. Nothing in the river system is good. 109, Great Wolf. Yes, GR stands for great. Wanna fight about it? Anywho, these guys have too much HP to reliably go down to a level 2 spell. Not enough XP or gold to make fighting them worthwhile. 108, Tiger. Don't lie to me, I see those fangs. You're a saber-toothed tiger, not just a tiger. They live around the Titan's tunnel, blink and you'll miss them. 107, Hydra. Nothing good lives in the river Wait, Hydras are kinda cool. They're scary, not worth enough XP, but hey, looking cool is something. 106, Mad Ponies. Early game enemy that hits too hard, lives too long, and doesn't give out much reward. Makes me, what's the word? Mad. 105, Red Gargoyles. Pack hunters with fire too, just enough HP to make sweeping them hard, not enough XP to make it worthwhile. Moving into C tier, these guys here are just fine. 104, the Werewolf. There's nothing werewolfy about these guys. They're a palette swap, and that's it. Still, the werewolf name means something. 103, the Red Sahag. A strong version of a Sahag, but at least it doesn't feel like you're wasting your spell charges on them. 102, the Odd Eye. Womp womp, worth no gold, worth no XP, friends with the Sawhags, and can paralyze too. 101, Gargoyle. Hits too hard, has too much magic defense to wipe out quickly, not as much fun as their cousins from Brooklyn. Sounds a lot like the Red Goyles to me. 100, Gator. It's an alligator. Hits harder than you'd expect. Nothing good lives in the river system. 99, Air. Deadly. Hard to hit, almost like it's not even there. One of my least favorite fights in the floating castle. 98, Iguana. I don't like these. Very small window in the early game where they are too strong and they vastly overstay their welcome. 97, Spider. No poison, no web attacks. Are you sure you're a spider? Number 96, Mancat. Sneaky scary, often confused with Catmen, but these guys are completely different. 95, Scorpion. Low-key terrifying. Will carve you up in the marsh cave, then just become a nuisance afterwards. 94, Catmen. Poison touch pack hunters that don't give enough XP or gold. Are you sure you're not Mancats? 93, Arachnids. Seem to always poison me when I encounter them, and they take too long to die. 92, Nightmares. Solid name, but these have never scared me. Oh no, not darkness. Don't sneeze on me. 91, Creep. The ogre's best friend. Paired with an ogre, they're great. Showing up alone, they are mid. Burn them with fire. 90, Great Imp. Normal imps are a great early game encounter. These guys are just a waste of time. 89, Crawl. Guaranteed paralysis if they hit you, but they can't do much else. Worry about what's ever with them first. 88, Ochos. Everything in the river system is terrible. Bonus points here though, because these things look fantastic. 87, Cobra. Don't call a snake that doesn't poison you a cobra. Trash on this principle alone. 86, Hyena. Unremarkable, barely even remember them. Wait, what are we talking about? 85, Ooze. The weakest of the ooze strain, unable to escape the dark confines of the Earth Cave. 84, Paralisk. Masters of the deadly squid. Run or cast all the magic you have at them. 83, Grey Worms. Worth less XP than you'd expect. Not worth the time to kill. Be better, worms. I wanna love you. 82. Red Hydras. A bit stronger than Hydras, but come along just a touch later to be easier to deal with. Helps being out of the river system. 81. Red Bones. They don't cast fire too, but I wanna believe they do. Way too much HP for a small-sized marsh cave enemy. 80. Water. It's kinda cool these guys are weak to ice, cause you know, ice freezes water. 79. Muck. I think these guys are made of paper. That's not how the oozes are supposed to work. Black sheep of the family. 78. Wizard Ogre. Wait, what? The guide says these things know ice too. I've never had them live long enough to use it. 77. Slime. Extremely high defense makes melee useless, but we have all the spellcasting items at this point in the game to burn them down. 76. Worm. These should leave more of an impression, but they're just kinda there, which is sad because it's a damned worm. 75. Wyvern. Sea worms, but now add poison. It doesn't help much. 74. Wiz Sahag. The Alpha Sahag. This whole enemy type is terrible. Minus points for being called a wizard and not having any magic. 73. Giant. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Loaded with cash, big and deadly when they first show up. They own a whole tunnel in the Earth Cave, but I just don't like them. 72. Saber-toothed Tiger. Those big teeth have an enormous crit rate, but that's about all there is to this palette swap. Now on to B tier, we're getting into the good ones. 71. Red Giant. Big, beefy fire giants that have no actual fire powers, just all the fire weaknesses to ice. 70. Guard. The weakest robot in the game might be able to solo the damn Lich. Robots are scary. Throw lightning and run. Or just run. 69. Great Pede. More HP and magic resistance than the smaller Pedes, but they lose the poison touch. There are also just better alternatives to fight at this point in the game. 68. Asp. Silly poison snakes, easier to kill than arachnids. 67. Sea Snake. Alone they aren't threatening, but when they hang out with lobsters and sea trolls, you're gonna have a bad time. 66. Spectre. The first undead paralysis machine we see on this list, but not the last. Prepare to watch your HP fade away as you helplessly stare at the screen. 65. Rock Gall. Love me some Rockmen. Always need a Geodude on my team. Wait, wrong game. 64. Saria. Can stone you, but by the time they appear that's less of an issue. Can be one hit by melee. 63. Cerberus. These fire dogs have Scorch, which is probably the weakest AoE in the game. Do not live up to their namesake. 62. Bull. Just call these things Minotaurs, please. Not too strong, worth good XP. 61. Ghost. Casper, these guys aren't. They hit so hard it doesn't matter what armor you have. They appear in large enough groups that if they ambush you, it's game over, man. 60. Zombie. Entry level undead enemy. A bit too strong and a bit too low on XP to rank too high. 59. Wizard Mummy. You can't just slap the wizard tag on an enemy but not give them any spells, Square. And no, Sleep Touch is not a spell. 58. Worm. Just big XP pinatas. No spells, don't hit hard enough to be scary. 57. Manticore. Area of effect poison. At this point in the game, localized entirely in the floating castle. 56. Mage. The real wizards. Tons of spells, plus being made of paper makes these fights a damage race. 55. Cockatrice. Stone sucks at any point, even worse in the early game. Luckily, these things are made of paper. 54. Agama. Massive improvement over the iguanas. These things are a fun grind in Volcano. 53. Sphinx. I always think these guys are easy to kill, then I watch my attacks miss over and over. 52. Frost Giant. Frost Jotuns are just stronger, colder giants, who are usually accompanied by their Frost Wolf companions. Sounds kinda badass. 51. Great Nagas. Are you guys weaker than the normal Nagas? 50. Image. Hard to hit, quick to paralyze, appear in large groups and can stunlock you. 49. Ghoul. Pack hunters that can stunlock your whole party and slowly swallow your soul. Could use some sun. 48. Lobster. Underwater scorpions, appear in packs and can hit hard, can ruin your day fast. 47. Na-Ochos. Stronger than an Ocho, but somehow feels less scary. By the time they show up, we're close to one-hitting them. 46. Geist. Surprise, you're paralyzed. Sometimes it's easier to waste a fire too than it is to run away. 45. Bone. Perfect design, perfect starter enemy, they just aren't around long enough to make that much of an impact. Much better than the red bones. 44. Medusa. Don't look into its eyes. It's a race to kill them before you're turned to stone. They're pretty flimsy, so you'll win that race, usually. 43. Badman. Wait, sorry, wrong picture. There we go. Phenomenal name, scary in large packs, big fan of the cape, love the look. 42. Wraith. Usually enemies that paralyze don't actually hit hard, making paralysis annoying, but not scary. These guys are the exception. 41. Green Medusas. Burn them with fire quickly before you're lucky and paralyzed, or unlucky and stoned. 40. Mummy. But I don't want to go to bed yet. Sleep touch. Hit hard enough. Pack hunters. Gonna be a real bad time. 39. Sentry. This guy could solo Lich. Maybe even carry. Robots are scary. 38. Iron Gall. High defense. Multi-character death attacks. They hit like an anvil too. Thankfully, these guys are so rare. 37. Wizard Vampires. This guy has all the magic. He's like a black mage that can also hit really hard. So a red mage. 36. Peed. The game tells you nothing about what you're fighting, so I like to imagine these things being 10 feet or longer and utterly terrifying. 35. Shadow. They hide in the darkness, dragging you down into it. Luckily, I'm not afraid of the dark. Unless it's like really dark. Now we're into the A tier. Everything here is great. 34. Scum. Get ready to hit for 1 damage. They've got so much defense, and you really don't want to be wasting spells in the Marsh Cave. Run. 33. Green Ogre. The friendly green giant. Not much stronger than the normal ogres, and not worth much more of a reward either. But for whatever reason, I love these guys. 32. Zombull. Take a Minotaur, then make it undead. Awesome. 31. Vampire. Can almost be taken out by a high roll of a Fire 2 cast. You're a terrible boss. Wait, we're not ranking bosses? Oh, then you guys are fun fodder in the air castle. Look at how far we've come. 30. Naga. Tons of spells, but never dangerous. Their low absorb can lead to some big damage numbers. 29. Fire. I like to imagine these guys are the magma of the volcano given life. 28. Mudgall. They cast fast on themselves. That's bad. They'll be dead before they attack. That's good. 27. Earth. Scary, strong, first of its kind, OK XP, protectors of the Earth Cave. 26. Sea Troll. Rarely seen alone, these guys always seem to be surrounded by snakes and lobsters. 25. Wizard. They only know 1 spell, but it works. That spell is called Hit You Really Damn Hard. 24. Fighter. Called a fighter, but a more adequate name might be Master Monk for all of the white magic they are packing. 23. Jimera. Attacks with stone poison, a scary foe whose name removes all the intimidation. Heh Jim. 22. Tyro. A bargain bin T-Rex. Not the king of the world map, but a solid prince. 21. Gas Dragon. Scary in Waterfall, a welcome sight in Temple of Fiends Revisited. 4 of these is tough, but it is a ton of XP. 20. Troll. Getting overrated due to the Peninsula of Power grind, can deal large damage if all his hits crit. 19. Chimera. Abominations. They have fire magic and aren't afraid to use it. Nice late game XP. 18. Frost Dragon. Blizzard casting evasive ice dragons. A pack of them can end you at any point in the game. 17. Big Eye. These are just upscaled odd eyes. They are still pretty useless in battle, but they're finally worth XP now. 16. Sandworm. Sandworms are always welcome, and like any good sandworm, it can kill your whole party in 1 move. 15. Frostwolf. Pack hunters with a weak AoE that becomes absolutely terrifying when all 7 of them cast it. 14. Blue Dragon. Majestic sprite, semi-unique attack in thunder. This one is lovely. 13. Sorcerer. Death touch plus paralyze? No thanks. You need to run and blast the crap out of them with magic. Yes, at the same time. 12. Wolf. Unlike their cousins, these guys aren't a complete pain to encounter, and in the early game, they give a good challenge and a good amount of XP. 11. Red Dragon.
Burninating the countryside, burninating the peasants.
Perhaps they ranked so high just so I could play the song. 10. Ogre. I must be solely responsible for the decline of the ogre population. Given how many I've killed getting ready for the Marsh Cave, perfect XP to gold to effort ratio. Number 9. Great Shark. Late game sharks, just as beefy and just as juicy as the early game sharks. Wonderful to encounter. 8. Evil Man. These guys can cast nuke. A random encounter can cast nuke. Have to respect that and rank them this high, even if we never ever want to see them. Number 7. Kaizuku. Wonderful sea encounter for early game gold. Surprisingly weak against fire. Welcome to S tier, where the legends live and the best encounters lie. 6. The Eye. Scary as a boss, squishy XP pinatas as random encounters. Number 5. The Warmech. The first uber boss in Final Fantasy. As strong as chaos and a random encounter to boot. Robots continue to be freaking scary. 4. T-Rex. Guys, it's a damn Tyrannosaurus. Top tier. So much XP. Hits like a damned, well, T-Rex. 3. Shark. Love. Best encounter on the seas. Enough power to be menacing, but not enough to be overwhelming. 2. Imp. Legend. Perfect entry-level enemy. Just strong enough to take down unequipped warriors, just weak enough to be fodder once you are equipped. Perfect for that level 1 to 2 grind. And number 1, Zombie Dragons. Phenomenal trap tile to grind on, have all the fire and harm weaknesses that the undead have. They have no spells, have no paralyzed touch, no real strengths other than hitting hard, just a perfect encounter. Whew, that's a long list. Probably the longest one we've ever done. And let's be honest, it's probably kind of random for as much as I talked about the criteria. And hey, this one isn't getting a recap either. I'll be honest, this one just took a small piece of my soul. But we've got the experience of doing these long lists now, so expect a few more down the line. I'd like to say thank you for watching, and please leave a like if you think I've earned it. I've got a bit more Final Fantasy 1 content on the channel, and there will be more coming in the future, since this is a game that's touched my soul. So subscribe if you're hungry for more. And once again, thank you for watching.